Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Primate. Hope y'all having a good day. This isn't going to be a very long one. I just kind of wanted to address what I saw from Adam Silver and his comments on the highlight league thing. So everybody has their own little lane, their own way they're trying to make whatever it is they're making, whether it's like a podcast or YouTube video or what have you. And for me, that process is really film intensive. I take a lot of pride in the fact that anything you're going to watch that comes from my channel is probably going to have a lot to do with what's actually happening on the floor. Like that's the main focus of every video really that I'm putting out. And my goal through that is to try to get us to pay more attention to the film, to do more like critical watching of the film so that we can all just have a better understanding of the game as a whole. With that context understood, then I hope it's easy to see why the commissioner of the NBA, a person who is paid millions of dollars to hopefully do exactly that, to grow the game, to make better fans of the game, to see that person essentially call his own league that he's in charge of running, call it a highlight league, is it's insulting. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I think it says a lot about how not just he views the game, but how the NBA views its product. My biggest issue by far with the way that the game is covered and talked about in a broader sense today is a lack of care, a lack of respect for the day to day, how difficult it is to do some of the things that we're watching on the floor, how they happen, and not just a how, but also a why, right? There's not a really big focus on any sort of why, any sort of reasoning for the things that are happening. Um, just really, I would say, basic. And there's nothing wrong with that on a general scale, but to see somebody who should be pushing for to get more eyes in front of the TV to watch his product, who should be really protective of the way that the game is talked about in a general sense, to see him specifically downplay these very obvious issues, to see him not make it that priority. It's disheartening when you're looking at the future of how this league will be talked about, and and like that's not even getting into the fact that the question, the original question he was asked was essentially like, with all these different streaming platforms having access to NBA games, how do fans watch all the games, like if they wanted to? And for his answer to essentially be like, well, they'll be all right. It's not a great sign, y'all. he, they asked Adam, man, like, hey, how do diehard fans like watch more of the games? And he told us to get our money up, bro. So this is the first year that we're gonna get coverage from places like NBC and Amazon, and maybe those places will have more respect for the game. Will cover the game a bit more respectfully. We'll get some better analysis from those places. Like hopefully, right? That would be awesome. Like I would love that. But just in case we don't, I think the only thing that we as fans can do is to maybe find smaller creators who do actually do that work and support those people. Um, I obviously think I'm one of those people, but even if it's not me, there's so many people out there making, I think, smart, entertaining, informative stuff with the intention of growing the game, with the intention of that I was talking about earlier, of growing the game, of having people think about it more critically, right? And I think it's time to really put more emphasis on supporting what it is that we want to see. because nothing happens by accident. And I think one lesson that I think looking at the NBA media landscape for the last decade or so that I've learned is that um, the cream doesn't necessarily rise to the top. The people that we see, you know, at the top as the chosen ones to teach us the game or to tell us about the game are not necessarily the ones who do the best job of teaching it. And so, if that's something that we want to see, and as a diehard fan, that's something I want to see. And I hope if you're watching this, if you follow my account, you're probably a diehard fan as well. Like, that's who I make my stuff for. If that's something that you want to see, you have to put emphasis on supporting the people who actually make it. Because if this comment by Silver is is says anything, right? It probably just says that we're not gonna get it necessarily from the people the NBA deems as acceptable. So yeah, support smaller creators at any point that you can. I'm always try to do that. Um, I'm pretty much done here. So if you want to, support me, throw me a like or subscribe on YouTube, that would be fire. But even if it's not me, man, go give some of these people work really hard to put out their stuff and to make sure it's fan centric in that way. And if we want to see more of that, we have to support the people who are actually willing to do it. So that's all I got for y'all today. If you watched to this point, thank you. I appreciate you. Uh, I'm working on a video right now, so I don't know it'll be out, but I needed to get this out. So yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.